touch the flame, now you're going insane. It's a new kind of pain, you're getting very small. Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
Hi, Jed Gottlieb from the Boston Herald. I am here with Joan Anderman of Field Day. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jed?
Telecaster twins.
Yes.
Although you've got the nice semi-hollow body there.
I know, but I still feel so close to you.
I know.
Also,
it's
we
a
have
great
we have the
guitar.
same shower curtain. I want you to know.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. God,
Yeah.
we are really connected.
I know.
We're on the same level. I want to talk about songwriting with you, and I want to talk about, because you were a critic for so long, sometimes, you know, when I'm reviewing something, listening to something, I'm like, I could totally write a song better than this. And then, like, you know, you try and write a song, and you're like, I know that song's bad, but I still can't do something that bad. When did you start to make that transition, and was it daunting?
Well, yeah, it was daunting, and you're absolutely right. It's not a question of, you know, your know-how or your knowledge of music or familiarity or even, you know, sense of authority about what's good and what's not good has nothing to do with songwriting. So, you know, it cuts both ways. I mean, if you're asking what's it like going from being a critic to, you know, crossing the aisle and becoming a songwriter, it's a mixed bag. I mean, in a way, I feel like, you know, all those years of listening, really intensive, thoughtful listening, is certainly an asset.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it makes me more musical in some broad brush kind of way. And I'm really hoping it adds to the 10,000 hour thing.
Yeah, right.
I hope I can count.
You can get like a half hour for each of those.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm hoping to make a deal like that with whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
The dark side of it, though, the negative side, is because my mind, you know, so easily goes to kind of assessment. I've had to work very hard to turn that off because, you know, you have to pretty much silence any kind of inner critic or inner censor, or else you just wouldn't ever do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because it all sounds shitty when you start. Am I allowed to say shitty in this?
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, so to get through those baby steps, I had to be very mindful of the fact that I couldn't be a critic anymore.
Yeah.
My band, Field Day, has been together for 4 years now, so a couple years before that.
It's pretty recent.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, in terms of, like, you know, when you talk to people that are like, you know, been doing it for 20 years or whatever.
Well, I know. It's kind of a weird time of life to start this thing, which makes me kind of excited.
Yeah. What was the first, will you play a little something for us? Maybe one of the first things that you wrote and you were like, damn, I can kind of do this. Like, I kind of like, you know.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna play one of the first things.
All right.
But everything. I mean, I haven't written that many songs, so everything kind of falls into the category of one of the first things.
Yeah.
Where does it come from? Where does it go? What is the heart's desire? Nobody knows. You build a fire, rain begins to fall. The happiest thing you can be in the world, gonna make you the saddest. You touch the flame, now you're going insane. It's a new kind of pain, you're getting very small. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. What is the power of two if it comes back to one? You have to carry it forward. I'd like to tell you it gets easier with time.
Yeah, right on. I wonder, you know, you go from that A to the E minor and then to the G, and that's like, it feels like you kind of like, it's like almost like a key change in there, and there's a lot of rhythmic stuff going on, and I feel like maybe that's what you're talking about talking about knowing music intimately, but not necessarily being a musician.
Well, that's exactly right, because I'm a completely intuitive songwriter. I know no craft.
Yeah.
Like, I have no craft whatsoever. Like, when I sit down to write a song, I'm not thinking in concrete terms. I don't have a toolkit that I pull out. I'm just kind of like, woo, you know, like, here's kind of what I'm thinking about, and this chord sounds nice, and then I know I need another chord.
Yeah.
Like, I've got that much craft. I know there's got to be another chord. So let's find one.
Yeah.
It works, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm developing as a songwriter, even though I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like a folk artist.
Yeah.
Not folk music, but I'm like a primitive.
Yes.
I'm like a primitivist.
And I think that I mean, obviously there's limitations to that, but there's also, you know, if you know a lot, you know, and someone says, oh, that's just, you know, this like chord progression, and you're like, I don't really know what that means. You know, and they're like, oh, well, you know, you went to the minor there. That's kind of an interesting choice. And you're like, is it? It just sounds good
feels
to
right.
me.
Yeah, and you don't have to be polished. You
Yeah.
don't, you know, it's about conviction, really, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to, I'm still trying to absorb that.
Thanks so much for coming in. I am so, you know, sometimes I think about you and this work that you're doing at Field Day, and I just, you know, the first time I heard it, I was like, damn, this is pretty good. And I was like, I guess I don't really have much of an excuse for not trying to write some songs, because it's like, you know.
Are you?
I've been trying a little bit. It is hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Have you played out yet?
I have not played out. I played out when I was younger. I played out in college a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, you
I
always meet these people that are so much better than you, and you're like, that person's good. I'll do something else.
But see, you're always going to meet somebody
I know.
better than you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You can't compare and contrast.
Yeah.
We all are satellites, right? And I know a band that would probably give you an opening slot if you want to try out some songs.
All right. We'll talk about this down the road.
All right.
Yeah.
We will.
Thanks so much for coming in. I
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Jed. It was a lot of fun.